Bree here from Scrapbooking Companion, and I'm fortunate enough to be at the setup of the Scrapbooking and Papercraft Convention here in Brisbane in June 2009, and I'm here with Lynette Carroll from the USA, who's come out all the way from the US to speak here and teach a class, I believe, Lynette.
Yes, actually I think I'm teaching 10 classes.
10 classes,
yes.
Wow! And Lynette, you've been teaching classes in quite a few places over the world these days. You've now Australia and the US, and I believe also you mentioned Japan, and you were saying before
Holland.
Holland as well.
I went to the Netherlands last year as well. Taught in a castle outside Amsterdam, which is amazing.
That really sounds very decadent.
It was amazing. Yes, it's a great job, and I've had amazing opportunities. So.
How long have you been scrapbooking for?
I've been scrapbooking for about 10 years.
10 years.
Started
that's a
off
lot of scrapbooking.
It is a lot. Well, if you came to my house, you would never even know I scrapbooked because I don't have a lot of finished albums. But I've been in it professionally for about 8 years of the 10 years. So I started off as a personal scrapbooker and had a scrapbook store. I opened a scrapbook store in Boston, and then I was lucky enough to have a job with one of the manufacturers. So.
Okay. That's fantastic. What about what was it that inspired you to start?
Honestly, I'm a pack rat and I keep everything, as most of us women do. And I went to some people's house one day that my husband knew I had never met before, and she brought out a wedding album, kind of as a way to break the ice and get the two of us talking. And within minutes, I knew that was something I wanted to do. Like, I instantly fell in love with it the moment I saw it, and I knew that all those things I'd been saving from trips and different events and things, I knew exactly what I was going to do with them.
You could put them to use now.
Yeah.
That's great. And what about do you have any tips for beginners?
Just not to let the hobby intimidate you right now, because when I started 10 years ago, there wasn't all these electronic cutters and die cut machines, and we did everything by hand. And now I think sometimes there's just so many tools and accessories and papers and embellishments that you feel like you go into a scrapbook store as a beginner and it's just overwhelming and you don't know where to begin. And I remember when I used to teach introduction scrapbooking classes in my own store, to kind of make the ladies feel at ease. You can't be an expert at anything unless you're a graphic designer, and I'm certainly not an expert, but you learn techniques and your own style along the way. So I would bring in my very first album to the introduction class and say, see girls, Mickey Mouse on every page, stickers on every page. You all have to start somewhere, and the more you do it, the more you develop your own style and learn and things.
And I know that you just mentioned there's a whole stack of different tools and things that you can get out there. Is there one or two tools that you just can't live without?
Absolutely. My X-Acto knife, because I cut everything with an X-Acto knife. I don't use a paper trimmer.
Yep.
So I scrapbook entirely with an X-Acto knife and metal edge clear ruler, and my tweezers, because I like fine details, and that's my third hand is a pair of tweezers.
Okay. What about what just lives on your scrapbooking desk? So you've got your tweezers.
My tweezers and my X-Acto knife and my ruler. What else sits on my craft desk? I like different adhesives. I really like adhesives a lot because I find that there's an adhesive for every different. So I have a nice carousel full of all my different adhesives. Q-tips, couldn't scrapbook without Q-tips, and usually my iPod and my kitten in his bed right next to me.
Just so that you're having a really good fun time.
Exactly, so he's part of the action, yes.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today. I won't go into too much because I know you're still setting up for the convention, but and you're here as well for print blocks today.
Yes. My classroom is being sponsored by Print Blocks.
Yep.
And I've actually just spent 2 days teaching trade classes for Print Blocks, teaching to store owners around Australia how to use their products, and for them to then be able to go back in their stores and teach their customers how to use products and ideas for classes and things. So.
Well, I'm sure that the flow and effect of that will be quite substantial, and I look forward to going into my local store and finding out all about the tips and tricks. So
great, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.